Hi, my name is Katelynn, and today I will be talking about making a 3D landscape. The main thing that you're going to need to find on your own is going to be a reference image. So when you start thinking about building a 3D landscape, you want to make sure that you find an art piece that means something to you. We're going to be working on using solid colors to build an emotion through our layers that give the whole art piece one cohesive feeling. And so today I'm going to be doing a Washington-inspired landscape. So I have my image here, and I've sketched it out, and I'm going to do mine in a rectangle. How many layers I'm going to need? So I broke it down. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my water. It's going to be further back. 6, 7, and 8. Your sketch is going to be the most important part. This is your base, is what you're going to refer back to over and over and over again as you start building your landscape up. The very first one I'm going to start with is number 8. It's way in the back. Up next is my 7, which is going to be just a little piece that's peeking out in the back. We see how it's just this little chunk. But remember, it's not just the shape that you're seeing. My background 8 piece is not this U shape. It's the whole bit behind it. So as you're making this, you really have to think about all of the layers that need to be built on top of it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I have 8. For number 7, I like to paint outside my square that I'm going to use, just so that when I am cutting, it's just a nice smooth color all the way through it. Okay, I'm going to sketch this really quick and then cut it, and I'll kind of show you as we build the pieces together. So here's my background 8, my mountain layer 7. My next mountain is popping up. It's taller than the ones in the back, so I'm going to lay. It's taller than my number 7, but it dips down. So you're still going to see this one. I'm excited about this. It's hard to imagine at first how all these pieces go together. But as you build it I think my final piece, I would recommend watching my whole video first, seeing it, and then going for it. My number 7, my number 6. And you're only getting this little tiny bit of my number 7, but that is totally okay, because when you have it starting to pop off in 3D, it's going to look really nice, even that little bit back there. Next is my 5, which is going to be my little bit of water tucked into the back. Okay, so now I have my 8, 7, 6, 5. Piece 4 is this spindly trees that, okay. All right, I'm gonna leave that. As you can see, it's starting to curl up. That happens, that's okay. Ooh, okay, I'm happy with that. Only at the green, I still have 3, 2, 1 left. We're building this landscape. I have some pencil marks I want to erase, but that's okay. We're gonna keep going, we're almost done. It's time to start building my spacers. Now I just grabbed cardboard from a package, cut a piece of cardboard, I'm going to now make pieces to stick my layers together. These are hidden. It doesn't need to be super flat. It doesn't need to be even. You want them to be fairly big. They're going to cover, because this is what's going to keep your piece upright. Now, I like using hot glue purely because it dries super fast and I know that it's going to be secure. I took the mat out of the frame and I used it to trace the shape of my background so that all of my pieces will fit happily inside of it. Are you ready to start assembling? You want even equal spacers. The size, the shape doesn't matter. Now I can start looking at my final image. What's it going to look like? All of my pieces stacked on top of each other. This is also the time to check it out and see if there's any last things you want to change about it. So I can show you. My cardboard pieces in between. I'm going to assemble everything except for the last piece so that we can check it out all together. All right. Okay. So again, I'm using something that's not going to melt. It's going to be fine with some dripping. You know, you don't need to have something super sturdy. Also, just like a piece of cardboard or a like a brown paper bag is also good enough to protect it from the surface below. All right. So again, I'm going to go with the one that's going to be stuck down. I'm going to apply one strip of hot glue. To the piece. One strip of hot glue. Sticking it on the back. All right. So you have my back. What's nice is because I've already cut all of my shapes to be the same size. When it comes time, I just put glue on the back side of the cardboard pieces. Make sure the strings are out of the way. And then you start layering. You want to make sure you get that perfect spot. All right. What's so nice is that you get this little shadow from your background. So your mountains are going to have this already nice little color to them, this depth to them, just from building it up. All right. And we just keep going. So I take the back, put some pieces on. And then you put glue on the back. You just keep going. Glue on the back, glue on the back. And then you stack it. So there we go. My mountain is coming together. And then if you ever get lost, refer back to your sketch. So I have 8, 7, 6, 5, my water drop background. And a little bit of water in the background. Okay. Nice. We're building. Building it so fast. Got it. More. It's really fun at this stage. So you have done all this hard work and now you're just building your sandwich of 3D art. It's gonna start standing up on its own. Looks awesome. We just keep going. Don't stop. You do want to make sure you're getting hot glue all the way to the edges. You don't want it peeling up. Okay. Kind of making sure there's pieces on the back that are going to work and fit. All right, there we go. Almost there. And this one is extra big. You can choose to only do, 5. I didn't need to do 8. But remember, your background, you want it to be the whole size because it's going to give it that stability. So now when I'm building all these layers, I just know how easy it's going to go. Wow, it's really fat, even with this little bit of this thin cardboard. It's a pretty big 3D piece. All right. Okay. So I need to finish my top layer. I didn't finish it because I didn't like how it came out. And so I'm gonna go back and take a look at what I can do to fix it up. And then that's pretty much it. We made it. Not done yet. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna pause, figure out if there's anything that I can do to add some finishing touches before I pop it into its frame. Even just putting it in a frame like this, it immediately starts to look better. You can see it starting to pop out. Okay, and then you have your frame. Pop this in. You've measured it because that was the original shape that you picked. You picked it off of the frame that you've got at Goodwill or wherever. And now you have a lovely 3D landscape. Has popping off, has a nice feeling, dark green grays, ready to go. Depending on if your frame is deep enough, you can get a shadow box and then the glass will fit on top. Otherwise, you won't have your glass fitting in, but that's a-okay. It'll still hang on the wall just fine and look complete and finished. And we always recommend that you sign your name on the bottom as the artist. I might try to glue my edges down just to keep that from popping off, but I'm happy with that. There's a little art project to do at home. Okay. And we're almost done with our circle counterpart. We can watch that one too. Okay, thank you. I would love to see what everyone else is able to create at home using their own materials and finding images that inspire them.